Pivots. It's not a matter of if, but when. And it's how we embrace them that sets us apart. Those that are GSDers know how to embrace the pivot. Our guest today has embraced her latest pivot into the education tech space. Let's jump into the conversation with Yesenia Sevilla as we talk about how we can get shit done in the midst of the pivot. Get Shit Done in a Flash, a mini-series presented by the GSD Factor podcast. Hear from incredible leaders, entrepreneurs, investors, trailblazers, individuals that are influencing and changing the conversations in episodes that are no longer than 7 minutes long. Let's continue to step into our extraordinary and get shit done in a flash.
I really believe that if you move from opportunity to opportunity based on your skill set, you have a more exciting life. I've gone from higher education to biotechnology to life sciences to innovation. And now I find myself in EdTech SaaS space working with early childhood education. So I've had this sort of trajectory of what is the next adventure? And that's where I find myself right now. Oh, I'm this brave pivot person. Some of my pivots have been unwelcome. I think that not every pivot has been, hey, let's pivot. Some were companies acquiring companies. Others were reorganizations. And so sometimes the pivot comes to you, whether you're ready or not. And so the idea of change and of the pivot, it doesn't come without fear. It doesn't come without discomfort, and it doesn't come without apprehension. It's what you do in the face of those things. So it's not that I was immediately comfortable with pivots early in life. It's that I've learned over time that pivots, although uncomfortable and although sometimes very fearful, can bring out incredible opportunities on the other side. The way I look at it is courage isn't doing things because you're not afraid. Courage is doing things when you're afraid and doing them anyway. When you think about pivot in your career or pivot in doing something that's totally new, it's because you're learning about something completely different outside of your comfort zone because there's something even more amazing on the other side. Pivots can bring about such growth. It's what you do with it. So for me, that's what it's been about. It's what can I do with the change? And we can either be victims of change or we can be masters of change. So part of this whole pivot and part of my why is our future and everything that we do as a society hinges on how our tomorrow is built and how our tomorrow is reinforced and substructured. And that pivots and lands on how children are developed. At Vanderbilt University, in the innovation space, for the last couple of years, there's been this little engine that could on campus doing incredible research on 3 to 6-year-olds. There's always been a gap, and we knew that it's been growing specifically in the United States, but globally, on children's ability to self-regulate, specifically in the age of technological revolution and this phygital age that we call it, where the physical world and the digital world are really coming together. Artificial intelligence, everything that's happening. We've got all of this happening around the world and children lagging behind what's happening in terms of the space of learning. We know that more and more children are not meeting the 3rd grade assessments around the world. So let's go back to looking at it from the US perspective, even though it's a global problem. What we know, and this is a lot of pre-COVID numbers, we know globally 347 million children on average a year do not read at their level post-COVID worse. How do we get better and stronger? And how do we ensure our future success? We have to reverse engineer this engine. We have to go younger and younger and younger. We know that a lot of the foundational work happens 3 to 6, neuroplasticity of the brain. That's where they get introduced to the environment of education, pre-kindergarten, kindergarten. So 3 to 6 research. What was done in US classrooms, Swedish classrooms, Portuguese classrooms, and South African classrooms was what really impacts self-regulation, math proficiency, reading proficiency, and language proficiency. They found 9 practices that really impact children. These practices don't cost money to do, but we have to teach teachers how to do these 9 practices. Now that we know these 9 practices, how do we do them? This was such amazing research that the National Science Foundation, a federal program, granted almost $2.8 million to these researchers to build software to then coach teachers on how to do these practices, how to get observed in their classrooms, how to build action plans, and how to do this. Fast forward to last year, software is built, 100 classrooms that were part of the pilot are using it in 4 states. We have all these teachers that help build it and love it. We've got these classrooms using it. It's impacting kids. What do we do now? We need to get shit done. We're going to bring this to every classroom in the US and then the world, because our teachers deserve to know how to bring impact, and our littles deserve to really become experts at their own self-regulation, and they deserve the chance to get the biggest impact at math proficiency, reading proficiency, language proficiency that they can. A statistic that is the scariest statistic, pre-COVID, 40% of children that entered kindergarten were 1 to 3 years behind. And it was worse post-COVID. So that tells you that children are not even entering kindergarten at the right level, regardless of where you are in terms of understanding education or kids or being a mom or a dad or neither. Wherever you are in society, you need the future to be structured on a solid foundation. And the foundation of our future is how we educate children. And so to me, this pivot was a no-brainer. We need to do this. And if not us, who? And if not now, when? My final thoughts about pivots: find the courage to do what makes you afraid. And second, anyone and everyone is an innovator. Go find an orphan project that will make the world better and be the person to pick it up and make it happen. Let's get shit done.
Thank you for listening to Get Shit Done in a Flash, a mini-series by the GST Factor podcast. Are you an influential leader that has a dream to write a book and put your words out into the world? Reach out to us today so we can help make your book dream a reality. Let's get shit done.